Hey, sweetie. Now it'll only be a minute. Mommy just has to make sure that the... Let's see. There and there. Perfect. Oh, look at you. You're so adorable in your tiny footed pajamas. Happy birthday, sweetie. Wow, 2 years today. Some cake. Chugga 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 choo choo. I'll be right back. What are you doing? No! Hey, you. Look what I found. I wonder what it is. Why don't we go upstairs and find out? Oh my, how much cake did you have? Here we are. Now let's see what's inside. Maybe it's a new toy. Ah. Okay, sweetie. Be a dear and play for a bit. Mommy will be right back.
Hey, you found me. My name is Teddy. Nice to meet you. Hey, what's your name? Not much of a talker yet, eh? Let's play a game. I know. I'll hide the pink elephant while you're not looking. Come here. Turn around and cover your eyes. There. You can look now. You found it. Wow. Is that a music box? Does it work? That's a nice melody. What's the animals upon a dry, dry hill? We could use a drink, they sang and started to drill. Unless we reach water with our new... Oh! Round and round and round. Hey, pick me up and carry me on your back. I want to show you something. We need someplace very dark. How about your closet? It has to be darker. Shut the doors completely. Good. This will do nicely. I hope there are no monsters in here. If you ever feel scared in a dark place like this, you can hug me tightly. You might feel a little bit safer. I don't think we're supposed to be here. We must be careful. I don't like this. Did you hear that? I think something's coming.
There you are. What are you doing in the closet? Oh, are you playing with your new friend?
Hello, Mr. Bear. Nice to meet you. How are you today?
You've got to stop hiding from Mommy. I hope you had a good birthday, hon. Mommy would be very sad if you didn't. And now it's time for bed. If you go to sleep now, you can wake up early tomorrow and play with your friend all day. Every little boy and girl are sleeping now, all over the world. And they're waiting just for you. We shouldn't keep them. Good night, hon. Sweet dreams.
Thank you. Something's not right. We need to find your mother. We have to be very quiet. You don't know what might be listening.
I must just say I love the sound of the gate here. It sounds almost like a lion or a tiger or something like that. It's perfect as it just emphasizes the way when scared you can put character into small things like a door creak. I remember I did, that was early on in development, I did an event when you got down the stairs in the house, and earlier we had a door that you got framed really well as you walked down the stairs, and that door was just a plain old wooden door before, and I added like frosty glass on the door and a small shadow behind the creature that is in the house. I added that one behind in a small movement. And first time I tested that event on somebody, and it worked as well as I could have ever imagined. That was a perfect moment for me. Sadly, the entire level got redesigned, and the event had to go. But it was a great moment, and I learned a lot about subtlety and horror, I think.
What is this?
Can you see your reflection?
It's her, but it seems more like a memory. Are you all right? A playhouse? What's that doing here? Whoa. What is this place?
And we also want.
Is it locked? I might be able to open it from the inside if you help me up. Whoa, look at this place. Listen. There it is again. It sounds like it's coming from behind this door. There must be a way to open it. It seems like these are connected somehow. Maybe it requires some sort of key. Is there anything we can use? What happened? Why didn't it open? Let's find a way to open it.
So this is the only place in the game where the player can see his progression. Because here you... so this is the only place in the game where the player can see his progression. Because here you have these canisters for the objects that you collect in the levels. And you can see here already that you are missing 3 of them. So this is something we added to.
What did you find? It's rather small, but it looks like my paws might fit. Aha! It's a button. That's it. It seems like the memory you share with her unlocked the door. Maybe if we can find more memories like this, it might bring us to her. It looks like we need 3 more. I wonder where this will take us. And to be honest, it scares me a bit. But don't worry, I'll do my best to keep you safe. Pick me up whenever whenever you're ready to go. Well, this doesn't look too bad. I hope the memory is close by.
Well, I really like the cave level, because, like...
Whoa, over there. It looks like another memory across that bridge. Is there a way up this tower?
What the flip? And when you go into the tower, every time you go in here, you hear like some sort of rumbling, and you feel. Here's a bridge tied to sort of the imagination field aesthetic.
These memory fields or imagination fields.
All right then, one more time. But that's it.
So these
Oh, finally. We must be getting closer. We made it back. We have to find a way to safety. Find a way out of this mess. Your mother. She must be so worried about you. But don't be afraid. You and me will work this all out together. I know we will. Well, you know the ropes by now. She sounds clearer now, don't you think? Oh. Come on, we have no time to lose. Watch your step. Whenever you're ready.
I feel that we nailed a lot of areas to what Among the Sleep.
What is this place? I think we should keep quiet.
We were actually stuck on this puzzle mechanic for the longest time, and it was one of the longest and most drawn out discussions we had.
Those floaty things, they look like memories. Maybe the next one is behind those roots.
I didn't know much about shaders before. I didn't know much about shaders before I started working on Among the Sleep. I did like an assignment on it back in school, but just saying to yourself that, yeah, okay, we need somebody that learns more about shaders, so let's do this and just dive into it and start discovering this whole world of possibilities. And then
Here we used to have also like we were struggling a lot, doing a lot of rotation stuff earlier. So here we are in what we call the left wing, which is sort of the first meeting with the proper forest. This is kind
I guess this is the first chapter with an actual physical presence of a monster. So it's introduced very gradually during the whole start of.
Right at this point when you crawl to the log here, this is the first time you hear the monster. It's a little bit of a like a water splash, and so here we have a little thing we want to implement that we kind of felt that the forest was sort of wet. There was a lot of feeling with sort of the monster who had drowned and was drinking, so having a kind of humid and wet sensation in the level was something we decided. So this is like a little encounter showing this kind of distinguishing of a fire through water. Yeah. Sort of to also kind of make it a bit less light and a bit less cozy. And if you look closely while going around here, you can actually see the Haida, the monster's face, sticking up. Somewhere when you go down to the water there, pokes her head up and looks at you.
So here's this airplane toy, and if you pick it up and move around, you'll actually see the propeller of the plane rotate while moving, as if it was actually flying. I think I spent about a day implementing that, which in retrospect was not the best use of time, I think. But it's a fun feature.
It is. Maybe even I should put some sounds to that. When this propeller moves, I could put a moving sound and or something like that.
Yeah, definitely. We should do that. So I have to actually see the propeller of the plane rotate while moving, as if it was actually flying. I think I spent about a day implementing.
And once you go back here, there's actually not too many people who recognize this place, but you go back to sort of midways of the wing, and here we add some more sort of tension elements, like there's a bit more sound, there's a boat coming in slowly, which is just empty and it will sink once it gets here. That's not a big thing, but there's a sound that rises in intensity kind of all the way up until you get back to the main hub area now. And once you go back here, there's actually not too many people who recognize this place, but you go back to sort of midways of the wing, and here we add some more sort of tension elements, like there's a bit more sound, there's a boat coming in slowly, which is just empty and it will sink once it gets here. That's not a big thing, but there's a sound that rises in intensity kind of all the way up until you get back to the main hub area now.
And also in level 3 there were a lot of quests that we planned on doing, but just we didn't find a way to do them correctly. In the left wing you're going over a crate in the water, and that was supposed to be a little puzzle where you have to find something to push it into the water so you can cross the river, but it just didn't look right when we did it, so we had to scrap that. But I like the idea. So I'm disappointed that it's not there.
This place feels... Let's not dwell here for too long.
Here we also have one of the more obvious hintings towards the theme of alcoholism, where the woman, if you notice the painting, drinks from the well and turns into some strip.
I really enjoy what we call the right wing. Here it starts out with, it's such a good transition between the house and the forest there. I think it starts out with the house and just the hallways. It's the building is damaged. You hear the creaking wood and the water is dripping in, and then you have this. You see the monster outside, and you have to go outside, and suddenly you're in just the swamp area, and it's such a completely different setting, just being in the house and being in the forest near the water, but it has such a fantastic and smooth transition to it. I really liked that particular part.
First visual effect in the first time you actually see monster. It's cool. So you have the window and she walks away further in. The road leads there to the well, and when you see the well next time, you know that she's out there somewhere.
One thing I can think of is in level 3, the woman that is the monster was not originally the mother or the parent, or it was just another story about the mother who drowned and the child left behind. But with the new story, it fit with the monster being the mother, and we went with that, and it worked very well. This point with the fireflies above.
One example of this is the well that can be found in level 3. We had a pretty big discussion about this internally with almost everyone on the team regarding, is it realistic or not that the child is able to raise the bucket in the well in order to obtain the key and the puzzle piece. And for this certain situation, this specific situation, it just turned into be a case where gameplay trumps realism sometimes. We're not really making 100% realistic baby simulator, and it's also far out in a fantastical type of scenery and environment. So we let this one pass, even though we think that some players might question whether or not it's realistic for the child to be able to raise the bucket.
Once you get to the gate, we have like an actual bit of a chase sequence, but it's not something you really notice too much. Like you notice the sounds start coming. Do that. I hate this part.
Martin just died.
I really hate this monster actually. Like I noticed that I get really tense when I know she's around and I don't quite know where she's coming from. So we did something right on her. She's creepy. I actually never knew that, but you can actually unhook the lamp. That's pretty cool. By the end of the... there's a lamp, at least by the end of the forest, which you can unhook. That was pretty cool. It's just kind of a bit more of how the game is about, you know, the interaction and the physical things. I have a sound here that once every 200 seconds or so there's like a little bit of knocking from one of the barrels. So it sounds like maybe something is inside of one. I have a sound here that once every 200 seconds or so there's like a little bit of knocking from one of the barrels. So it sounds like maybe something is inside of one. So we have actually two chase sequences. That was the first sort of chase thing. I'm not going to even turn around now. And here is the next part. Now this is actually quite mean because we implemented this quite best to show people the DDC, and we made it impossible to escape her here. So this way people just get caught on this. now of course in the game there is a way she will rise behind you.
It's also a lot of fun to work on the hair for the monster in the forest areas of the game. So we wanted her to be like a woman who had drowned a long time ago in the forest, and she had kind of merged with the environment, so she had roots going up her feet and they're like intertwined with her flesh, and it's pretty disgusting. And she also has these huge bloated hands, but at the same time she's kind of skinny and emancipated because she's dead. So we also wanted her hair to flow as underwater. Which was a challenge because we usually it's something that we ended up postponing for a while because we didn't really know how to attack it. We ended up doing it with a vertex shader, using simple sine waves to make the hair move, and then vertex painting to influence what moved when and how much. And in the end, it's a more static effect than we wanted. We wanted it to be like physical, so when she moves to one side, the hair will kind of stay still in the air and then just follow her as it gets dragged along. But as the areas in the game where you see her, they're pretty much...
This area, the library, also went through a lot of iteration, but it was always designed with the purpose of being a sort of a big room with a lot of places to hide where you were trying to avoid the monster. But in one of the later iterations we added the river that just cuts the whole room in two, which I think was the right thing to do here, because it just makes the big room a lot smaller in terms of where you can actually go, and so you get so much closer onto the monster, which makes it more tense, and of course a lot harder as well.
Memory. Ah, it's your book. Listen.
They had not dug far before it started to rain.
Quickly, climb out, or there'll be trouble again.
See, the little bunny is climbing out of the hole.
I'm so glad we made it back. I've never seen anything like it. I feared something would happen to us.
Again, we see the theme of
Child
pipes and the like brass-colored
So
pipes
nice when
and all this.
and we can play together all the time. Good. Another one
Really
down.
nicely, the way Teddy climbs up there is so cool.
We're getting very close to her. I can feel it. Oh, she must be so worried about you. Are you okay? I'm here. If you need to talk to me. I guess we have no other choice. Shall we see where it takes us next? Ready?
To the closet, and this was one of the early concepts we had for a level, because since we have the theme of a child, and since you play a child in the game, we have the theme of children, and so we looked at things that we were afraid of when we were young, and some common themes, and closet doors was one that we started looking at early, and we imagined, I think it started out as just a room covered in closet doors, but then it ended up being a whole.
Yeah, so I really like the variety that we managed to get into the game. Like every level is kind of a contained space in terms of art assets and stuff. So we, like here for instance, this whole level is like inside a big closet with closet doors everywhere, and also kind of strange gravitational laws of physics, where stuff just sticks to the ceiling, and it's really, we wanted it to be very confusing and feel much bigger than it actually is, and it was also an environment that stood out from the other ones, as they all do in certain ways. Well, first, I would like us to have populated the small closets everywhere. Now, almost none of the doors are openable, but our vision was to have most of them openable, and inside you would find something that was sort of unique. But of course, that was kind of crazy to begin with, so we didn't.
If you twist the globe for a while, it actually starts playing a little bit of a melody.
This room, I do like it. And as you can see, this is very reminiscent of the room in the intro part of the level. You have the same type of floor with markings on it, and you also have codes everywhere. And this is where code becomes a theme for this level, which is also because of how the monster is designed. That is just a big coat. We wanted the player to go through it and then trigger the coats to suddenly move, to make it feel as if there was something in the room with the player. And this is one of the points of the game where the physics solution does not work out perfect.
We wanted to connect the breaking of bottles to scale.
One thing that I think is quite special about the game is how we have kind of resolved the entire game and how events play out through physics. Well, at least most of it. So where it would probably have been easier just animating stuff and have a predictive behavior, we instead work with physics for the entire game and how the player moves, from how the player moves to how apples roll to how doors open. There are some animations, of course, but there's a lot of... The game is built a lot on top of physics.
This is the game's hub room in a way, like the same as the painting area in the level 3. This is sort of where your main objective can be seen. Like there's a star door, which is quite beautiful, and you kind of see a texture reminiscent of the memory fields from previous levels.
You hear that? What's that sound?
So when the player drops back into this room, I think for a while it was a bit confusing with the whole backtracking, and it's not quite backtracking. The player goes in, blah blah blah. So when you return here, you have gone in a loop. You've gone back a different way than the one you came. So you end up in a place that it was before, but it's not that easy to recognize as somewhere you have been. But as soon as we got these big glowing doors in, it was instantly recognizable. So this drawer is another thing that didn't really work well with a physics-based solution. It used to be driven by the physics system, so it actually didn't stop unless something physically blocked it. But since it moved so fast, it would go straight through the object before detecting that it was there and cause a lot of trouble for a lot of players. And it actually was like that for a couple of days after initial release. So we spent some time and remade it completely using much more controllable animations. It looks just the same, but it's a lot more stable.
The drawer also works as a red thread throughout the whole chapter, as it's very unorganized and chaotic layout-wise. You're still always following the drawer.
There was one ID where you looked into a closet and you looked down on yourself from an earlier part of the level, like a time portal through a closet. I like that idea.
Right here we have one of the rooms that is sort of, I think, one of the coolest rooms that no one really probably noticed, because it has so many cool small tricks to it. Like you can go into this little side door and you would actually get on top and look all the way down. And later when you get back, the whole room will have rotated, and not too many people noticed that. Actually, I sure didn't until someone told me the first time I tried it. I think we also had an idea here too, that you would see yourself if you go to the secret kind of exit, and you would look down and see yourself, but that was kind of a bit tricky, I guess.
This was also actually a game mechanic.
But yeah, the perspective room. You go through a door and you enter a room, and it's weird because in front of you have this big bottle, and inside it there's a key, and yeah, the key as well is huge, like twice as big as the baby. And the rest of the room is just populated with strange geometry. Nothing looks right, and it doesn't resemble anything. But something drags you kind of through the room. You want to explore, so you go to the other end. And so the idea here was that when the player turns around at the other side, everything that is in the room will align, and you will see that the bottle is now standing on top of a table, and it looks like it's within reach because it's so big when it's on the other side of the room, but when you go to the other side again, it looks just the right size. So, and it's also conveniently placed on top of a table that kind of comes together with all these pieces that are flying around in the air. And then you could pick up the bottle, and it would now be...
You still can, though.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It's not in there anymore, though.
Is it? Oh, yeah.
Nope. It's all gone. Took it out. Because it was really hard to...
Right here we have one of the rooms that is sort of... I think one of the coolest rooms that no one really probably noticed. Because it has so many cool small tricks to it. Like you can go into this little side door and you would actually get on top and look all the way down. And later when you get back, the whole room will have rotated. And not too many people noticed that, actually. I sure didn't until someone told me the first time I tried it. I think we also had an idea here that you would see yourself if you go to the secret kind of exit, and you would look down and see yourself, but that was kind of a bit tricky, I guess.
This was also actually a game mechanic for a puzzle that was used in an earlier iteration of the level, where you come into the room, and if you look up, you can see that you are in a long hallway. And there's a very long way to the top, and then you would go through this door, and then you would end up at the very top, and you would have to push like a box down, and so that this box could be used down on the
like we spent so much time iterating this puzzle, which is sort of like it started out as a perspective puzzle. Now it's not quite that, I guess, or
not at all.
Yeah, this room started out with a perspective-based puzzle that had the player had to get into position in order to see the objects from a specific angle, and then pick up a bottle that was actually way too big, but it looked the right size from the right angle, and it was a really, really tough idea to convey to the player. So we ended up replaced it with a copy of the mission from the first level in order to tie these levels better together, and it worked okay in the end. Though the perspective room, if we had managed to design it in a way that everyone could understand, or at least could be possible to figure out, I think that would have been a more unique solution to it.
Yeah, it was definitely a hard defeat for us, because
oh, look here, now it's different. You get back in the hallway and it looks different now. So many new things, and now you can walk this way. This is actually quite a really clever way to sort of present, instead of like boxes in level 1, now we have the freedom to do more weird stuff. So now we actually have the possibility to rotate the room and thereby opening it up to more kind of interesting ways of leading the player.
Yes, so upon opening this door, you topple another bottle, and then
this is also a fun fact. The last teaser for our game was filmed in this very hallway. That's right, kids. It was all real. Is there any spot in the game that you kind of look at now and like, I wish you could have done that properly or differently? Or...
one that comes to my mind is the areas that we call the heat hallways in level 4, where the scary cold monster is like on top of you most of the time, where if you're not careful, you'll knock down bottles, and which will make him come and chase you and all that. And that there are several reasons for that, particularly because the audio system is really bugged, or whatever it is. It's crazy, the whole, because it's supposed to be like the scariest part, the most intense parts of the game, and then sometimes it doesn't ever play sounds. So, but we have of course seen playthroughs where it does work, and that's just then I think it's a lot better. But just the whole the AI to just the monster behavior and stuff. I guess every of the monster encounter turned out a bit different, and I would have wanted them to be a bigger part of the game. I would have, because the goal was to have a lot more hiding, that you were supposed to just like, we're gonna make hiding spots everywhere so you can always just hide underneath something and so the monster can pass you. And then as we started developing and we encountered some troubles and some hardships, then it just I just had to accept at some point, like, we're not gonna get the AI that I really picture in my head, and it's not gonna be as organic as I want it to be. So yeah, the parts with the AI, and particularly in level 4 Into the Closet, I would have liked to changed.
Yeah, we wanted the monster here to...
There's a lot of things surrounding bottles in this level, and because of that, we really, this is kind of the first time where we are really explicit about kind of alcohols. Yeah, it was a very complex place to actually have an AI wander around, because like it's just too many obstacles for it, and like AI is at best extremely dumb. So it's basically, it was hard to get it to work correctly. So with limited kind of where we ended up, it was still cool, but yeah, our dreams were bigger certainly than this.
I wish we did a better job with everything. Everything could have been done better, but I think especially level 4 is the one I really wanted to see even better. And I also wanted to see more of the monster in level 4.
So you immediately know what to do and how to get to the imagination object inside of the room, because you just came through the moon key door that we call it. You have just been introduced to how this door works, so you know that as soon as you see the star key door and the imagination field behind it, you know that there's the imagination field and there's a door blocking me, and I need a star shape of some kind. Yes, so upon opening this door, you topple another bottle, and
is there any spot in the game that you kind of look at now and like, I wish you could have done that properly or differently?
one that comes to my mind is
we wanted the monster here to
There's a lot of things surrounding bottles in this level, and because of that, we really, this is kind of the first time where we are really explicit about kind of alcohols.
I wish we did a better job with everything. Like, everything could have been done better, but I think especially level 4 is the one I really wanted to see even better. And I also wanted to see more of the monster in level 4. It seems like the climax of the game comes in level 3 instead of level 4, which would be the logical place to have the climax. So that's something I think we could have improved.
What's this? You don't know what an elephant is? I'm the largest.
We've got the final memory. Let's hurry.
Yeah, like right now it's sort of, you got everything cool, and you look forward to getting back to Hub. I kind of like the fact that for all the other levels, we had this. After you picked up the memory piece, it was safe. You know, like there was only safety until the pipe. And for this one, this is the last one since we established the rule that it was kind of safe. This time we decided to break it with a heart-wrenching cutscene-ish thing.
The story builds up to this very specific point in time where the teddy bear actually gets caught by the monster and is killed. And this was also evil, and so to serve as another distraction, and to make the players not think of Teddy being the bad character. But we decided to keep it because it fits really well with the current story, and also this is why it makes sense he says we have the final piece, let's hurry. Yeah, it's just to build up to the cutscene and just make it worse, because he's being happy and then you're just surprised to play with something horrible.
Okay, so this is the beginning of the end of the game, and as Teddy has just missed his arm and it's lying in front of you, and you can see.
I really enjoyed.
Not now.
here, also since the player don't have Teddy anymore, but we have Teddy's arm, the player can use Teddy's arm to unlock and open the door. And this was also something we did for the feels, like we really wanted. I really like the transition from the hub level to the house, back to the child's room. Just how the screen fades and with the ambient music, and then opening the door and from the closet, and sort of realizing that you've been hiding in the closet.
And 2 months before release, I guess, we just changed the whole thing. And I'm really satisfied with how much clearer the whole thing became overnight, almost.
The last thing I hope people that play the game appreciate is that it's the thematics of the game, right? Like the subject that we want to.
So in this level, we kind of go full circle and end up right where the game began. Really makes it feel like an ending and closure to everything.
Stay away from me!
I'm sorry. I never meant to.
We also really wanted the mother to be experienced as she's not evil or just straight up. The story was changed. A nifty little detail that not too many people seem to have picked up on is that the voice of both the Teddy character and the father character is played by the same voice actor. And both voices are
warm, more happy. Safe. Thank you. Monsters don't like happy. The others? Hiding? Or scared? Please, help them. Cold. Happy, please. More happy. Thank you. Thank you. lights? Thank you. you.